Hey, what's up? Dr. Dave here, Det One. So today I want to talk about mindset and the importance of establishing a bulletproof mind and having that mindset way before you need it, right? So just like everything else that we talk about, there's no easy fix, right? Mental toughness isn't just something you do, it's a lifestyle, right? And so what that means is you got to put as much time, effort, and focus into developing that bulletproof mind as you do all of your skill sets. So like everything else, I'm going to talk a little bit about how mindset applies in the tactical world, but it easily translates to everything that we do, right? And so one of the key tenets of mindset that I think that everyone should have is you will not defeat me, right? You will not beat me. And I go back on a saying that General Hal Moore talked about. General Moore's famous for commanding the unit that was in the first really significant conflict of the Vietnam War. And he was kind of made famous by Mel Gibson in that movie, We Were Soldiers. And he says, 3 strikes and you're not out, right? So 3 strikes and you're not out. And then he has a follow-on principle that kind of connects to that first one, is that there's always something you can do to influence the situation in your behalf, right? And so if you develop that bulletproof mindset of you will not defeat me, right? There's going to be adversity. I'm going to overcome it and do whatever it takes to win. That becomes your default mindset, right? And so you don't waste any time thinking about, well, what should I do next? Or why did this happen to me? Because you're already moving on to what can I do next? What will I do next to win? Because I'm going to win. So now I got to figure out how I'm going to get there, right? And so, if you look at this kit, right, and I don't have my sidearm on me, but, we worked really hard to develop that mindset that I'm going to win. Right, I'm going to win, and I have all these tools, and I've spent all this time getting really good at these tools so that I emerge victorious, right? And so, and it takes away that surprise that when something goes wrong, you're not like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. You're already ready and moving on to the next thing, right? And so you got your primary here, bang, 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 it goes down, right? You're transitioning to that secondary, bang, 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 that goes down. You got your knife, right? That goes down. You work on your ground game, your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, your Krav Maga, whatever, right? But you're always transitioning to the next tool that you have in your mental mindset. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to have these types of tools, right? Because when you walk into any environment, a lot of times your primary weapon, your primary argument, your primary whatever is going to go down, right? And so you're not going to be surprised when this thing runs out of bullets, right? It's got a 30-round magazine. So when that goes down, you're ready to get to the next, right? You're ready to get to your sidearm. That also has a finite number of bullets. When that goes down, you're grabbing your blade. You're doing whatever you need to do to remain and emerge victorious, right? So how does that translate to the everyday world, right? And so let's just use sales, for example. So you walk into a sales pitch, right? And what's going to happen? 99% of the time, that person's going to say no. Right from the beginning, they're going to say no. Sounds like you have a great product. Sounds like you have a great service. We're not interested at this time. We're not ready to do this. We're not in a position where we can, bring you on. Cool. So you're surprised that they say no? Of course not. You go in with the mindset that I'm going to get this sale, right? You will not defeat me. I'm going to figure out. And so then you transition to what is your secondary technique? What's your third technique? What's your fourth technique, right? And sure, you may walk out of that building without having that sale, but at least you know you did everything you can beforehand to be ready for that, right? And so that comes down to training. That comes down to mindset. That comes down to making the decision way before you're actually in a position where you need to have that decision, right? There's the adage that we've heard 1,000 times, you don't rise to the occasion, you sink to your training, right? And that's true. It's not only true with the technical, tactical, it's also true with the mental and the emotional, right? So we have to work to build that bulletproof mind. And just like everything on our kit, every skill that we do, it is a perishable skill, and it doesn't automatically transfer to every situation, right? I just spent some time with some very elite athletes over the last week, and you got them a gun in their hand, and a lot of them have never had that, and all of a sudden their confidence is way down, right? For a lot of them, or at least they feel a little awkward. They feel uncomfortable at the least, right? And so we help them. You got to figure out how you can apply that mindset that you use and the things that you're good at to the things that you may feel uncomfortable with, right? And that comes with practice. That comes with practice, and it comes with constantly reinforcing that mindset, right? It's not something that happens automatically. You have to build in ways to reinforce it, right? And so we use things like that memory card. So in your wallet, I have a card that says, I do today what you won't, so I can do tomorrow what you can't. And that's just a reminder for me when I don't feel like working out or I don't feel like pushing myself as hard. The reason I'm doing it is so that I can stay at an elite level, right? And I keep that in my wallet because sometimes life happens, right? You get things that get in the way of your mind, or you don't feel good, you feel tired, whatever. So a lot of times it just takes that little nudge to get you where you want to go, right? So, and there's a bunch of other things that will work along with that. But the key is you have to understand that mental toughness, and particularly mindset, it's a lifestyle. We have to work on achieving that and applying that to every day across the board, right? And so you do that, I promise you, you'll start to develop that bulletproof mind, and we'll go from there. All right, mindset, Dr. Dave, thanks.